Your language proficiency is very important. You should meet with the parameters of language to be an officer in the services. So let's go to our next topic. Uh, Chandrasekhar, Shreyash, Aditya, Ritesh, and rest of the students. Good afternoon to you all, my dear friends. In the last lecture, we have seen the proper nouns or the common and the common nouns. And a common noun, a general name or a common name. Nouns that identify general people, places, or things are called common nouns. For example, chair, city, then people. Then we have learned about the proper nouns. Proper nouns are used to identify an absolutely unique person, unique place, or the thing. And one more speciality of the proper noun is these are signified by capital letters. The initial letter of the proper noun is a capital letter. The pronouns are like Pepsi, then John, then Prince William. These are the proper nouns. Now next is abstract noun. Abstract noun. And then concrete nouns. So first we see concrete nouns. Dear students, uh, nouns of address are used in direct speech to identify the person or group being directly spoken or to get that person's attention. For example, James, I need you to help me with the dishes. Can I have some money, mom? Or this class is the video I was telling you about. Sorry, Mr. President. These are some of the nouns. Now, uh, concrete nouns. Concrete nouns name people, places, animals, or things, right? That are physically tangible. By physically tangible, that means we can touch them, we can see them. That is the tangible. These are the concrete nouns. That is, they can be seen or touched, concrete nouns, or have some physical properties. Proper nouns are also usually concrete as they describe unique people, places, or things that are also tangible. So tangible ones are the concrete. Here we have to see the difference between what are the concrete nouns or the abstract nouns. Like table, rocks, lake, countries, people, Africa, the pool. These are the concrete. For example, table. Then we see the difference between the concrete nouns or abstract nouns. Then rocks, You must not get confused because some of the students fail to understand what are the concrete nouns. Actually, there are proper nouns, common nouns, collective nouns, material nouns, and abstract nouns. But some of the times, you will see the tangible noun, that means we can see them, we can touch them. Those nouns are categorized into concrete nouns, and rest of the nouns are categorized into abstract nouns. So table, and when you will see the examples of abstract nouns, then you will completely understand the difference between the concrete nouns and the abstract nouns. So dear students from the state board, please pay attention to these: rocks, then lake, then countries, which are not tangible, which are some are tangible. Tangible means they can be ordered or have some physical properties. Abstracts and they its intending such concept. Dear students, because of some network problem, we'll have to face, we'll have to manage, we'll have to arrange. Okay, everything will not be there according to us. We'll have to do something. We have to adjust now. Our Rusikesh sir is very helpful person, and he is helping us. He will do whatever the necessary is. Now, I was talking about the concrete noun. If you understand the concrete noun, then it will be easy for you to understand the abstract noun. Actually, these abstract nouns are the names of the concepts or the ideas, feelings, characteristics, or the attributes or the specialities. For example, love. So these are things we cannot touch, we cannot see. They do not have their physical property. They do not have their physical properties. So hate, and then love, then conversation, conversation, then emotion, emotion. So these are the nouns, but these are the names of the concepts or the ideas or the feelings and the characteristics or the attributes. We cannot see them, we cannot touch them, they do not have their physical properties. So such names are categorized into abstract nouns. And the nouns which can be seen, which can be touched, which have physical properties, they are categorized into concrete nouns. Now let's see the countable and uncountable nouns. Actually, more kinds of countable and uncountable, we will again see them. Countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns, as known as the count nouns, are the nouns, these countable nouns, countable nouns. Countable nouns are also known as count nouns. Countable nouns are nouns that can be considered as individual, separable items, which means that we are able to count them with numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can have 1, 2, 5, 10, 100, and so on. Individually, we can count them. We can also use them with the indefinite articles, countables, like a and an, which signify a single person or thing, or with the plural form of the noun. So, countable nouns, a cup, an ambulance, okay, countable nouns. For example, a cup means one cup. This is countable. A cup, then an ambulance, then a phone, phone, then two cups, two cups, then several ambulances, but we can count them, several ambulances. We can tell the number of the ambulances, but without counting we can say several ambulances, but individually we can count them, several ambulances. Ambulances. Then 10 phones, 10 phones. So these are the countable nouns. Countable nouns are nouns which we are able to count. We can have 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. For example, a cup, an ambulance. An ambulance, that means one ambulance. Several ambulances, that means more than one ambulance. A phone, two cups, several ambulances, and 10 phones. Yes. Now, the uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns. Dear students, countable nouns are contrast with uncountable nouns because countable nouns can be counted and uncountable nouns are those nouns which cannot be counted. These uncountable nouns also known as non-count or mass nouns. So these uncountable nouns cannot be separated and they cannot be counted as individual units or elements. Uncountable nouns cannot take an indefinite article a or an. A or an can be taken with the countable nouns. So with the uncountable nouns, we cannot take a or an, nor can they be made plural. There is no plural of the uncountable nouns. For example, tea, tea, T-E-A, tea. Then information, information. Then equipment, 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 uncountable nouns. We cannot say a day. We cannot say an information. We cannot say equipments, equipment only, uncountable nouns. Now we should understand collective nouns. Collective nouns. Collective nouns. Collective nouns. Collective nouns. So let me write example. The flock of birds flew south for the winter. The flock of birds flew south. South for the winter. For the winter. The flock of birds flew south for the winter. Then another one. The organization voted to revoke the rules that it had previously approved. The organization organization voted voted to pass the bill. Bill set of rules and regulations. Then the set of tablecloths had disappeared. The set of cloths disappeared. The set of tablecloths had disappeared. In these examples, several means many which can be counted. Several means many. Several means many, like more than two, three ambulances, four ambulances. Yes. Then here you will see the collective nouns. Here, flock, flock. Then organization, organization. These are the examples of collective nouns. Then next is here set of tables. This one, set of tables. Dear students, collective nouns are nouns that refer to a collection or group of multiple people, animals, or things. However, even though collective nouns refer to multiple individuals also, they still function as singular nouns in a sentence. This is because they still are technically referred to one thing. They are taken as a unit, the group as a whole. For example, in the first sentence you have seen, in the first example, the flock of birds flew south for the winter. Flock, flock, group. Then the organization voted to revoke the rules. The organization voted to pass the bill. Organization of people. Collective. The set of tablecloths had disappeared. In the next example, that is set. Set means the group or as a whole, the multiple or the collection of tablecloths. Set. So these are called the collective nouns. Collective nouns refer to multiple individuals, many, and still they are technically referred to one thing, flock, but a group of birds, flock of birds, organization of people, and set of tablecloth. So here, flock, organization, and set are the collective nouns. Now, dear students, next part is again very interesting. You have to understand that is attributive nouns. Hello, very important. These are some of the concepts are going to build up your foundation of English to prepare for the National Defense Academy entrance test. So right from the beginning, you do not miss, you must not miss any lecture or any concept of English. Attributive nouns, these are the concepts on the basis of MCQs you have to face, you have to solve. Attributive nouns. Attributive nouns. The boy played with his toy soldier. Interesting. The boy played with his toy soldier. For example, a boy played with his with his toy soldier. Toy soldier. Pay attention to this. Toy noun, soldier noun, toy soldier. Are nouns that are used to modify other noun. One noun is used to modify or describe other noun. And in earlier one concept we have learned, adjective is there which is used to describe the noun or pronoun. But here in attributive nouns, in this concept, one noun is used to describe or modify another noun. The resulting phrase is called a compound noun, toy soldier. For example, the boy played with his toy soldier. Toy is noun and soldier is noun. Okay, but one noun, toy, is used to describe the soldier. That is another noun. In this sentence, toy is the noun adjunct and it modifies the word soldier. It is used to modify or describe the word soldier, creating the compound noun, toy soldier. So one noun with another, that is called the compound noun. Attributive nouns, adjunct, attributive noun. To learn more about attributive nouns, we have another section, that is adjuncts. Then we will study about it in detail. But this time, attributive nouns is called very adjunct noun. Means one noun is very close to the another noun, and earlier noun is used to describe or to modify the another noun. Adjunct nouns or the attributive nouns. Then here you will see compound noun. Toy soldier is a kind of compound noun. Look at here. Water plus water. Water plus water. Water. Then plus water. Water is a noun and bottle is also a noun. Bottle has its own meaning and water has its own meaning. But when we bring them together, water bottle, it's a bottle for water. Compound is equal to water bottle. Water bottle. Water bottle. One more example, dining. Dining plus room is equal to dining room. Dining room. Compound noun. One noun plus another noun. Compound noun. Backpack. Backpack is equal to backpack. You have to learn this. You have to understand this. One understanding of a concept will help you to understand many concepts. Backpack, compound noun, backpack. Then, so these are the compound nouns. A compound noun is a noun composed of two or more words working together. Back and pack, these are two words, but they are working together. They are composed as a one, as a single unit to name a person, place, or thing. Right? Bookshelf, bookstore, or thing. Compound nouns are usually made up of two nouns or an adjective